Friends, welcome to my workplace at Ranaghat, West Bengal, India. In this video, we are going to see the lens tilt technique to manage a soft cataract. This is a very soft cataract, and even a pre-chopper cannot divide this nucleus into pieces. So let us see this technique, the lens tilt technique. We can call it tilt and it. By this time, the main incision and the side port has been made. Viscoelastic substance has been injected into the antechamber, and now the plan is to do a large rhexis. Size of the rhexis should be about 6 mm, 5.75 to 6 mm. Unless the rhexis is large, the equator, one side of the equator will not come out of the capsular bag. So by hydrodissection, if the rhexis is large, the nucleus prolapses like this. One side of the equator prolapses out of the capsular bag, and we can say that the lens is tilted. And now the plan is to eat up the portion which is supracapsular, and the chopper supports the lens mass from behind. Otherwise it can go into the bag and it may be difficult. We may have to do hydro again. So the chopper supports from the other side, supports the posterior surface of the lens, and just eat off the soft lens matter. Ultrasonic energy is very minimal, about 30%, flow rate is 30 and vacuum is 300, and emulsification is being carried out at the iris plane, not near the cornea, and it is done. So this is a very soft, very safe technique for soft cataracts, very soft cataracts, where we cannot hold, or neither a pre-chopper can divide the nucleus into pieces. And now we have to remove the cortex. I am using this Simcoe cannula. This is a 22 gauge Simcoe cannula. It is being used to remove the cortex. Simcoe is a very safe instrument for removal of cortex, and we can use the side port, and we can make only one side port instead of two side ports. And now I am using the irrigating cannula of bimanual irrigation aspiration device, and by the irrigating fluid polishing the posterior capsule. So this is a very nice polishing of the posterior capsule. And now hydroimplantation of a single piece monofocal intraocular lens is to be done, and before that this is a small enlargement of the main wound. The main wound has been enlarged to about 3 mm, and here goes a single piece monofocal intraocular lens. And now if there is vitreous upthrust, if the posterior capsule tends to come forward, then hydroimplantation is not safe. In those cases we can use viscoelastic substance to fill up the capsular bag and implant the intraocular lens, and we can dedicate some time, some quality time, to remove the viscoelastic substance. In this case the lens is nicely placed in the capsular bag by hydroimplantation. We didn't have to use viscoelastic substance. The side port has been closed by hydrating corneal stroma on either side of this wound, and now this is the final lavage of the anterior chamber. The antechamber is nicely formed. in this way. Integrity of all the wounds are checked by a cotton-tipped Johnson bar, and then few drops of moxifloxacin is applied over the ocular surface, and the case is concluded. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope this video will help you in developing your surgical skills. In this case, you have seen the lens tilt technique. Always remember, you have to do a large rhexis if you want to tilt the lens and if you want to prolapse the nucleus out of the capsular bag.